All right, you guys. I'm using a different service. I'm using StreamYard, so things are a little bit different. But you got a notification, and that's great. And that's why I'm using StreamYard now. So let's just do a sound check. Can you hear me okay? So exciting to get a notification. I like it. I like it. It's a little different. To me, I look really far away. But Darren saying, hello, everyone. There are a ton of taco t shirts. Where'd you get them? Okay, good. I'm using the microphone and I'm glad that's working. So, welcome to the world of chaos. I think we're used to it by now. How many years have we been doing this? 10. How many years have we been doing chaos? 10. Today's the 81st anniversary of the end of World War II. I'm coming in loud and clear. Good, good, good. My mom tells me the story of when she was a little girl. And my grandma took her on a train to, I think it was San Diego, because my uncle Sammy he was in the army, I think. And the war had ended, and it's like one of her earliest memories. So it's a big deal. My wording isn't backwards. Oh, it's the best news I've heard all day. So I'm going to start using StreamYard. I think it works a little better. So it's a big deal. So 81 years ago today, and I still remember Biden last year giving a great speech in front of world leaders. Not sure. I think it was just leaders, European leaders, not necessarily NATO. Well, the NATO leaders were there, and it was a wonderful speech. And maybe we will the invasion of Normandy. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Warren, for clearing that up, which led to the end of the war. Yeah, but my mom tells me that story about when the war ended. Do you have the actual date that World War II ended? We need to give California their flowers twice. They have made ICE feel unwelcome. What do you mean flowers? Yeah, all this crap is going to end. I just want you to know, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. It feels like it's a little dark in here. What we're in is not sustainable. Excuse me while I adjust the light. It isn't sustainable. 1945. So, okay. May 2nd, 1904. You didn't put the rest of the number. 1945? The war ended? Russia offered Leon asylum. I did hear that. And I actually think that I read that. I did a quick pop-up a little bit earlier. Seems like I read on... Yeah, I mentioned that Putin and Elon are in cahoots. Yeah, that's right. I pulled the lover card. I just did a quick pop-up around 5:30, I think. We need to praise California for making ICE back down twice. Oh, okay. I didn't know what you meant about flowers. They were afraid of the crowd coming after them. Yeah. Hey, Terry, how are you? I'm using StreamYard. Remember we used to do that? September 2nd, 1945 was Victory Day. Thank you. Thank you for brushing me up on my world history. Today's Normandy D-Day. I got it. Dumpy insulted the German Chancellor yesterday. I'm not laughing because it was funny. I'm laughing because he's so damn stupid. Dumpy is. Abrego Garcia is on his way back. What they've done is they have, these people are so cruel, it just boggles your brain. And that's what is unsustainable. This evil and cruelty is unsustainable. So apparently, Dumpy was afraid of being held in contempt. So they rigged it up. So Garcia is in Nashville, Tennessee right now. And they're actually saying that they're going to arrest him for human trafficking. Have you heard this story? Have you heard the story? These people are evil. Yeah, they charged him with charges, even though when he was pulled over in Tennessee, he had a bunch of people in his car that were he was giving them a ride to a construction site. These hardworking people that he was in America legally, right? These hardworking people that are doing, like, helping us to be a great country are treated like criminals that are hurting this country. Who's really hurting this country? How low can they go? Oh, I'm afraid to ask that because every time I ask that question, they go lower. So he brought illegals from Texas. Yes, but here's the deal. He was taking them to work on a construction site. I know, but still, from Texas. The cops let him go. He brought illegals from Texas, 22 immigrants. He was taking them to work, Gloria. Trumped up charges, absolutely. Gloria, I just check yourself because you're missing the point. Completely. Entirely. Completely and entirely, you're missing the point. Who's in the White House right now? A 35 times convicted felon, sexual assaulter, rapist, buddy of Epstein. He orchestrated, participated in, an attempted violent takedown of the United States of America. He's throwing away our Constitution. He's sending people without due process to concentration camps, just ripping babies out of the arms of their parents. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say there's any comparison. I mean, I'm not picking on you. I'm flabbergasted when people do that false equivalency thing. I'm not saying you were doing that, but let's keep grounded and keep our perspective. The list is so long. We can't even keep track of how many crimes he's committing. He's turned the White House into his bank. He's making $1 billion a month. Okay, so. Right, it's not his job to know if they were illegal or not. The cop let him go. So, actually, since I'm getting all bent out of shape about that, let's read on that. But I'm going to use the nefarious cards to read on that first, because I'm going to read on what I keep getting Pam Blondie. What Pam Blondie is going to do. Pam Blondie is not an attorney general who's looking out for the people. Let's also not lose our perspective on this. Thank you, Darren. Let's also not lose our perspective on this. Pam Blondiehead being in the position illegitimately of the Attorney General of the United States of America, that position is to protect the people of the United States of America. And what is she doing? She's turning us into enemies. Bondi is beyond a liar. Oh my God, these people are the worst versions of human beings I've ever borne witness to. in my entire life, and that is God's honest truth. Next weekend is No Kings protest. There was a big protest in D.C. Remember, I wanted to go to that one? It was today. I haven't seen much footage just yet. So I'm reading on the fascist regime. I'm seeing the Empress. This is the. Is it Zinnis? Yeah, this is Judge Zinnis. Three of Pentacles building a case to defend the innocent. And that's what I was getting at, Gloria. He's innocent. And Pam Blondie only serves Dumpy and his fascist ambitions. Oh, we have Terry putting up the question. Thank you. It's really helpful. You thought this reality was only in fiction. No, yeah, I know. Okay, so it does look like Pam Blondie will not have any power here because it looks like real justice is going to step in. You're saying Dumpy wanted crowds for, what are you referring to? Just curious. The Dropkick Murphys were in DC. I really want to get in touch with them. Pam Blondie is also a Scientologist, so there you go. Cult. They're all in a cult. Now I'm going to pull 3 cards about Kash Patel. I don't know why. Because he probably was in the news today. 3 cards about the fate of Kash Patel. Yes. Pam Bondi should be the one on the run and eventually in lockup. Yeah, let's be real. Kash Patel. There's cases being built against these people. The case against Kash Patel will be about all the cash. The irony of his name. All the cash that he's collected. 3 of Pentacles means there are cases being built against them. This entire thing that we're in is to see if we can pass the test of our democracy being challenged in ways it's never been challenged before. Is his name? It's C-A-S-H. Yeah, it's not K-A-S-H. Yeah, Cash has been getting cash. The irony, and it's funny because the words human trafficking just popped into my mind, and the irony, this morning I was reading cards for Off the Ledge, and I pulled the projection card, which it just popped into my head. Yeah, Garcia's coming back, and they're going to charge him with that which they are doing. They're attempting to turn around and charge this person who is in this country legally, who even had protection status. He wasn't supposed to ever be deported unless he did something heinous, probably. They trafficked him. And they finally bring him back because Dumpy doesn't want to be held in contempt because he's a taco. So they fly him back, and they're trying to charge Abrego Garcia with human trafficking. If you want to know what they're doing, look at what they're accusing people of. We're going to look at Peter Thiel next. Follow the money. Thank you for being here. Please hit the thumbs up, which I cannot see. I don't think. Now that I'm on StreamYard. So I guess we'll have to just go ahead. I'm going to go by the head count. Because I can't see the thumbs up from this way of live streaming. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for putting up with me when I get cranky about things. I sometimes have a short fuse when it comes to these things that we're going over. Because, oh, thank you for keeping count. Let me know when we get to 200 thumbs up, because I can't see it. It's not displayed. Cash Patel, let's pull 3 cards about Stephen Miller. We'll get to Elon and Dumpy. I don't think they'll get away with it. No, I do not think they're going to get away with what they're trying to do to Garcia. Stephen Miller. You're going to see Stephen Miller just you know what, to the wall. Just rushing in, Stephen Miller he's got a plan in his head. He's going to get as many people as possible. That's what's in his head. Yep. That's what's in his head. The 9 of Cups, the 6 of Cups. That man is overrun with negative emotion. I see him being stopped at every turn. This time that we're in is testing whether democracy will stand. And it's up to the judges are on the front line. So send all your good mojo to the judges. Sagittarians are big on justice, that's for sure. And that's my sign, and maybe I should have been a lawyer. I would have made a good lawyer. The 11th is the full moon in Sagittarius, and astrologer rumor has it that June 9th, which is Monday, is going to be a huge day. So let's just read on. Let's read on June 9th. Let's do that. Let's use these cards that Tia sent me. I'm doing a lot of organizing and packing and unpacking things, and coming across some decks I haven't used in a while. Okay, so 3 cards. I'm going to pull 3 cards on our judges. How are our judges holding up? And then I'll read on the June 9th. Jupiter leaves Gemini for the sign of Cancer, which the United States of America is under the sign of Cancer. How are the judges holding up in terms of preserving our democracy? The 4 of Pentacles, they're really holding on to their cards, so to speak. 8 of Pentacles, they're really, okay, so the judges, now, it's interesting. The question is, how is our judicial system holding up in terms of saving our democracy? Because they really are on the front lines. Yeah. So the 4 of Pentacles, they're holding their cards close to their chest, so to speak. I think they're talking to one another quite a bit. And it's interesting because the 7 of Cups here is usually the card about being gaslit. But what it looks like they're doing, the judges, is they're doing a lot of working behind the scenes to get the criminals, to make sure they get the criminals, the real criminals in the fascist regime. Do I think Leon's going to drop the bomb on Dumpy? So I would say yes, the judges are working. The 8 of Pentacles is about, working really hard at something that you've very fully absorbed in and good at. And the 4 of Pentacles is they're kind of holding back. They're not really showing the rest of the country what their plans are. So I'm actually going to now look at Judge Zinnis, who she was mainly the main person that got Garcia back. And you know what? We should take a little moment and send really strong, loving, healing vibes to Garcia, because this has got to be really difficult. And also, speaking of judges, in the murder bill, they put something in the murder bill that strips judges of their federal judges of their power. Yeah, it's crazy. Today in Huntington, where ICE people took out phones taking videos, the operational of Huntington where? Is that Alabama? Yes, send loving healing energy. We're changing the world, people, with our positive intentions and our showing up for our country. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards. And this is about the June 9th. Something, astrologically, it feels like something's going to happen on June 9th. So we're going to pull 3 cards about that. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Y'all are going to tell me when we have 200 thumbs up. But we don't even have 200 in the room. Will it be a big day? I remember saying on Monday that this week was going to be so much going on. And I know it doesn't seem possible, but it seems like every week just builds on the week before in terms of we thought there couldn't be any more news, and there's more and more news and more and more news. Flood the zone, that's what they're doing. Ace of Swords. So I'm asking about the energy of June 9th, which is Monday, and it precedes the full moon in Sagittarius. And what does that energy of Monday astrologically have for us? And I have is the cards are spelling it right out. All this hard work that people have been doing to really, really get the chink in their armor in terms of hitting them where it hurts, metaphorically speaking. The MAGAs, the criminals. It feels like on June 9th, we have the Ace of Swords, which is the sword of truth and judgment. So that's karma. The sword of truth, the actual truth, not truth social. I mean, I know you all know that, but just see how they flip things around. The actual truth will come out on June 9th. We're heading there anyway. And the Seven of Pentacles, people have been working and continue to work really hard on making that happen. So the Ace of Swords is great intensity and the Judgment card. So whatever happens June 9th is going to have something to do with this. Thank you, Warren, for putting my info up. Be ready for more turmoil. Know that the turmoil and the overwhelm is their tactic to get us to turn it off. Now, I have a crazy question, and here's my crazy question. It just popped into my mind. I don't know where I heard it. I have YouTube on in the background basically most of the day. And I'm just going to ask this question. This is not conspiracy. Back on June 27th, 2024, Joe Biden debated Donald Trump. And I was hoping, this is at the risk of sounding all conspiratorial, so I'm just using that as a disclaimer. I know it sounds like conspiracy. I was wondering if Joe Biden would refrain from shaking Dumpy's hand prior to the debate. And he did shake Dumpy's hand, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to have to go back and look. Now, let me preface this by saying Vladimir Putin is famous for messing people's physical being up. If you followed Alexei Navalny, you'll know what I mean. Do you know what I'm getting to? You got taco cooties? Good one. Is Thomas in the house? I don't think so. Because Biden was so beflummoxed and, and the Gish Gallop was a real thing. He was like a deer in the headlights. He kind of lost He kind of lost it at the debate. So what I want to ask is, because now keep in mind this, Putin desperately, and I mean desperately, with the whole, every cell of his being, Putin needed for Dumpy to win. He had his hands in this since 10 years ago. Yeah, they said Biden had been traveling and was not getting enough sleep, which also makes sense, but I'm adding to that. And the pressure that was on Joe Biden at that point was pressure that I don't think any of us can even imagine, because all they had been doing on mainstream media, every time you turned it on, Biden's age, Biden's age, Biden's age. Am I right? Biden's age, Biden's age. How many times did we hear Biden's age, Biden's age, Biden slipping, Biden's age, Biden dementia? I'm being annoying right now about it because it was so annoying. And I also heard that he had a cold. It's a lot of stress. So the question I'm going to ask, and this is my long prelude to the question. I don't remember if they shook hands, but I think that they did. They're still bashing Joe. Well, you know what? Karma is going to be a bitch, and hell is a real thing. And we'll read on that too. And he was jet lagged. He was flying here, there, and everywhere. All right, so I'm going to ask, in addition to all those compromising situations that were going on, circumstances, did he poison Dumpy? I mean, did Dumpy poison him? Wait, I screwed up. I screwed that up. Was there some kind of substance in the room? Yeah, so there were all kinds of extenuating circumstances. He had jet lag. There was so much going on. Yeah, you saw someone said Putin tried to fix it in 2020, but the mail-in ballots made it impossible because we were in the midst of COVID. Right. Was there something unnatural in the room during the debate? Yes. Now, yeah, and the press corps and the press was not doing, that's a strong yes, everybody. That is a strong yes. It is nothing. It would be so easy. I was really at the point where I thought that Biden shouldn't debate Trump on June 27th, 2024. I didn't want it to happen. I actually, you remember I was making manicotti that night. No, the next day I did a video the next morning. And I was talking about it. And I was really beflummoxed by the whole thing. But look how easy it would be. And I just got through saying Putin desperately needed Dumpy to win, because then he could really take Ukraine and take the rest of Europe. There are some poisons that can be absorbed through the skin. Yeah. If you read about Alexei Navalny's life, if you read about what Putin has done, I don't know if there's a book about Putin. He's so secret. Yeah. I'm actually going to pull 3 cards about that. 1 year later, I bring it up. Yeah. Yeah. And then that became the thing that took Biden out of the race. And if Biden had been in the race, if the media had been covering the truth, which I covered in 22 videos of 15 minutes plus each, right here on my channel, all the Biden-Harris accomplishments, the media covered none of it. None. 0. Biden was so different that night. So I am going to, yep, it totally makes sense. I'm going to dig a little deeper. Yes. Thank you, Warren. Thank you, Darren, for helping me to collect donations. They're posted in my P.O. box. And by the way, I haven't done it yet, but I wanted to give you the, I gave you the address to write to Biden, to write him a thank you note. So I'm actually reading on that debate from last year. Four of Cups, they should have looked into it. I don't know if there's a way that they could, yeah, the pendulum said yes. There was something in the room that caused Biden to be compromised. And Dumpy was all jacked up on something. Remember that? People in England are poisoned. It happens. Clinton asked why Biden's team let him travel so much before the debate. That man was under so much pressure, but he wouldn't have been if the media wasn't just they never stopped. They were relentless. It was awful. The lovers, Page of Wands. Yep. Yep. Some little helpers, some little pooty helpers made sure Biden was not on his game that night. People in Asia were poisoned too. Yeah, it happens. So it would have been so easy to just... We have to go back and see if they shook hands. I really think they did, because I just remember not wanting them to shake hands, and they did, and then I just kind of was like, oh well. Oh well. Boy, I just went down a rabbit hole there. I'm accepting donations for going down the rabbit hole. That threw me for a loop. Speaking of Pootie, we knew he was going to double down because he doesn't want to be humiliated. So Pootie is pulling out all the stops, trying to kill as many Ukrainians as he can. But I have a really strong sense of things puttering out. It's like, I see, like, the guides are showing me, as far as Pootie is concerned, old jalopies, like, you know, just symbolically, like old cars, or, you know, like old machinery that's just on its last. So let's see how he's doing. Yeah, Navalny had poison put in the waistband of his underwear. Putin has all the poisons. He studied his whole life how to poison people. Thank you, Teresa. Down the rabbit hole reward. Thanks. Somebody sent me a message. They couldn't find the join button, so I hope. I mean, YouTube is just. They're so hard on the psychics. But I'm going to pull 3 cards about Putin and his standing right now. I do feel him reaching out to Kim Jong-un. I don't feel it. And last week, I mentioned a few days ago that, yeah, on Monday, I think it was, that Putin took that huge hit from Ukraine, totally shocked, unexpected, like they sent in a Trojan horse. That happened, and the same day, or within that 48-hour time period, North Korea launched some kind of a warship, and it sunk immediately. And so I have this sense that Putin is just, and I feel like he's asking President Xi too for help. Let's ask if he's getting help from Iran. I kind of feel like no. I kind of feel like they don't like Putin. Thank you, Cheryl. Make sure you're subscribed because YouTube is unsubscribing people. Is Putin failing, right? Is he failing? Yeah, he's failing. I already told you the war's over. Rita just checked and she's subscribed. Thank you for checking. Somebody's going to tell me when we have 200 thumbs up, because I I'm using StreamYard and I can't tell from here. Oh, Iran was okay. That was the question I was going to ask. Hit the thumbs up, please. I hear that we have 157 thumbs up. Okay, I'm sure Putin asked Iran for help. Did Iran offer help? No, I don't get that they offered help. I really feel like Iran is looking at him like you're not going to win this. Against how many European countries? And I just feel like Iran doesn't want to give up their munitions. On your laptop, it does not say join, but it says see perks. Oh, good. All right. Thank you for letting me know, because I'll tell people that when they ask. You just checked, and they did not shake hands at the beginning of the debate. Thank you, John, for checking. So, since you mentioned it, was something, yeah, I didn't even get the question out of my mouth. Some kind of substance was there. Yeah, Iran is smart enough not to join a losing battle. So now I'm like, well, I wonder what it was that was there during the debate. Okay, let's do this. Let's read on. Yeah, they may have prior to coming on the stage. That's true. And now that we're talking about it more and more, oh, wow, that's interesting. You know what? I feel like it was in a glass of water that he drank. Nope. Maybe it was a stench coming off the buffoon. I just got the hit. Yep. I don't know why that didn't come to me earlier. Same person could have touched his drink. What was it? Was it? Okay, it's not then I don't think he drank it. Okay. Was there something dusted on something that Biden touched? That's a very strong yes. We're getting closer. It wasn't something he drank, it was something he touched. On a pen? Oh, wow, that's interesting. The pen came in really strongly. I'm getting it was the pen. So Biden had a pen. I'm getting the pen. That's really strong. John had looked up the video. Did Biden pick up a pen? I'm pretty sure he did. Yep. And he started to feel, you can see it. Suzanne can see it. Yep. Wasn't the Secret Service detail supposed to be checking things like that? Did you hear about early on in Biden's presidency, the Secret Service, some of them were working for Putin? Yep. No wonder YouTube keeps me shadow banned. It makes sense to me now. Okay. I don't have tea leaves tonight. I made some iced tea. That's all I have. Oh, and last night, just so you all know, I was mentioning I don't have AC, but last night I just took the plunge and I ordered a portable air conditioner for this room. And some nice person sent me a message and is going to send me another portable air conditioner. God provides! So thank you. Yeah, wow. Anyway, geesh. Let's read on Elon. Well, let's ask the pendulum. Is Elon going to... Simple question. From Portugal. Hi, glad you're here. Are you visiting Portugal? Must be late there. Thanks for staying up. We're going to read on Butler, too. Yeah, we're gonna read on Butler too. All right, I have to decide what I'm gonna ask next. Is Elon going to tell? See, because here's the thing: if Elon says that Trump didn't really win the election, the other day he said that he helped Dumpy win the election. He said Trump. The other day he said that he helped. He didn't say how he helped. Excuse me, I'm just listening to the guys. He didn't say how he helped Dumpy win the election, but he said that he helped. So the question is he going to say how he helped? I have a yes. Okay, and I'm really getting a strong sense that Elon feels like since he's the richest man in the world, when it's found out that when he reveals that he helped Dumpy, that they cheated Kamala out of the presidency. Strong yes. He's going to say how, and he figures since he's the richest man in the world, he can get away with that crime. Now let's remember that Elon offered to rig the elections of other countries. When did he say that? I think it was when he was extorting people's votes for a Dumpy by offering them $1 million in a raffle. Question, is anyone in Congress going to bring Musk in for a hearing about his comments? I think they said they were going to press for Epstein documents. Are we at 200 thumbs up? Let's pull 3 cards about Elon telling. My brain is so full of news. Oh my gosh. Yes. Romania had to hold elections over due to interference. They had to do them over, right? And I'm not convinced that the right wing guy won in Poland because I don't know his name, but the pro Trump guy won in Poland. They were prime minister or president. I think they were president. At the same time that Putin has tanks on the border of Poland, how did the pro-Trump guy win? Anyway, first I'm going to pull 3 cards. I think Terry went away. I need your help. Is Elon going to tell the world that he rigged the election for Dumpy? Thank you, Terry. I was just kidding. No pressure. It's like I tell Thomas when he's here. No pressure on the dad jokes, but we sure do appreciate them. He finds some good ones. I would say yes. I would say yes. He's going to. Yeah, I think that Elon thinks he's invincible. And I'll read on the Poland race too. I don't think I pulled cards on that before. Oh, it was Josh. Thank you. Josh is sending me. You're the best. You get a bell. He's gonna send me a portable AC, so then I'll have 2. I can use 2. And just as a side note, before I read to you about Elon and the election fraud, cheating. I've managed to not shop on Amazon for anything, and it's no problem. I just have to wait a little longer. And if I have to pay a little more, I don't mind. But I found a unit for under $200, a portable AC. So get off of Amazon. Putin paid someone off on the Poland election. Is that something that's reliable news, or are you just saying that? Yeah, okay, so you can probably read this. Will Elon announced that he cheated on the election for Trump. The Emperor, Nine of Swords, sleepless, tormented, dumpy, and the Queen of Cups. I trust my guides. I trust my guides. Suzanne is enjoying her boycotts. It's good. It feels good not to shop on Amazon. It really does. You guys can read this, right? Yeah, the election fraud is coming out, and Elon is he's just gonna say it. Oh, Cheryl's being a psychic. Just a feeling that Putin paid someone off. Okay, hang on. This is Elon telling on Dumpy that he cheated for him, and here's the Queen of Cups. So there you go. Every once in a while, I have to have you guys tell me what you see, because you're learning along with me. He's going to tell. Elon has no choice but to tell. I think he's gonna weigh things out and decide it's his best option, because now Steve Bannon is threatening to deport Elon. I don't know if Steve Bannon has any say in that. Has anybody heard that Dumpy has threatened Elon with deportation? And if they deport him, are they going to put him in a concentration camp? That's a question, huh? I don't know, so I'm just going to ask the pendulum. Did Dumpy say anything publicly about deporting Elon? No, he has not. NATO will take Elon down. I know, I've always seen Elon being taken down by NATO. Elon runs and tells. There's a tells and I think it's tells and runs. Was the Poland election? Yeah, I read on this the other night. I checked the pendulum. The election in Poland was rigged. Think about it. Poland has an election while Putin has tanks at the border the same exact way he did before he invaded Ukraine. I need to read on that. Of course it's dangerous, Rita. Because everyone they don't like, they want to deport for no reason. Yeah. I think we know that. Elon will start singing from Red Square. I do feel like he's talking to Putin, though. I feel like Elon's talking to Putin. All right, I'm going to use them in the nefarious cards. I'm going to ask about the election in Poland. How can he afford war on a second front? Yeah, but he didn't attack Poland, but he put tanks there. I'm just saying that I really would think that the people of Poland would be freaked out by that, the threat of Russia invading, and so they wouldn't go with the pro-Trump candidate, right? 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 Is it me? You think they're keeping Dumpy sedated these days? He's on all kinds of drugs. Okay, so. Oh yeah, I actually think, now I don't know, I didn't follow the election in Poland. Did anybody at all? With all the Ukrainians that escaped to Poland. Good point, awesomeness. You're really thinking. You're way ahead of me. Poland has been through it with Russia for years. They're not friends. So it doesn't make sense that the majority of people in Poland would vote for the pro-Trump candidate. Everyone in Europe is on edge, that's for sure. I have the judgment card on that election in Poland. I think they're going to investigate. Does anyone know the guy's name? Rose heard that Susie Wiles confiscated Dumpy's cell phone. When? Page of Wands. I see them looking into it. The Page of Wands reminds me of hackers hacking into the election. I would say yes, and it's consistent. I'm wondering, yeah, I'm wondering if there was a female running against the person. Do they have a president or a prime minister or what in Poland? Come on, you guys, help me. Help me keep up with my world politics. All right. Is it time for a group hug? Do we have 200 thumbs up? One of the South Africaners Trump brought over already committed murder. He killed his wife? Yeah, I kind of forgot about them. There's so much news that it's hard to remember everything. Does anyone else also feel if Buffoon never got to the Oval Office, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be happening? Well, I have a couple things to say about that. I think these things had to happen. I think the United States needed to suffer a little bit. Let me explain what I mean by that. Because we can't have all these dark, evil demons lurking underground forever. They have to come up. Poland has a president. Thank you. And who did he run against? Who did the supposed winner run against? Because I got a female in the cards, and I just wondered if it was a female. Yeah, that's the guy that won, but who did he run against, right? And Christy Puppy Killer Gnome was over in Poland telling them to vote for this guy. Let's read on that. Yeah, this had to happen. What we're in right now had to happen because remember Dumpy said drain the swamp? He's the swamp. Talking about Hillary Clinton being the swamp. Give me a break. All right. Yes. Yes. Christy Nome. Yep. This was about doing Putin's bidding in Poland. Come on, let's just put the pieces together. Right? I feel like I'm in this like really intense, like scorpionic investigative mode tonight. I just like under the surface, all the under the surface stuff is coming up. Yeah, Christy Nome was over there. Rafal, Polish is hard to read. Trenskowski was the opponent. Okay, say it 3 times faster exactly. Yeah, what was Christy Nome doing over there? Let's ask this. My pendulum ran away. Where'd you go? We'll ask the cards. Oh, here it is. I got lost in the shuffle. Was Christy Nome working with Russian agents when she was there? Not Russian agents. Was Christy Nome under Putin's direction when she went to Poland? Not that. Was Christy Nome under Dumpy's direction when she went to Poland? There's a special hell for Christy. Yeah, she was under Dumpy's instruction, but I feel like, under, following orders from Dumpy. Was there something in it for her to go to Poland and endorse the pro-Putin Trump? Yes, there was something in it for her. Donald Tusk is the Prime Minister of Poland. Yes, but there's a president, right? So they have a Prime Minister and a president. Okay, it's interesting. It's looking like Christy Nome had some kind of a kickback for doing what she did in Poland. Man! Working for Dumpy. Part of the family. Christy Nome, I'm reading on. Christy Nome in Poland. What the hell was she doing there? Being paid. 10 of Pentacles. This card comes up all the time around this dark money, this Russian Kremlin money stuff. My my iPad's moving. Hang on. Okay. Gnome definitely had something to do with it. I see her in a past life. I might have said this before as a robber on, you know, like the train robbers and then in the old west. She really was. Christy Gnome was a. She was a. We were all criminals in past lifetimes, but the one where she was really a horrible criminal has a real strong impression on her in this lifetime. President Clinton says he was looking forward to being the first gentleman. I'm sure Doug was too. Doug Inhofe. But it's not over. Let's read on Kamala. Are we up to 200 yet? You guys are great. If you're new here, thank you for being here, and please subscribe. Consider joining. You get access to really free classes. So it's either join or special perks. Are we there yet? 199? Let me know when we have 200. Let's read on Kamala. 200, we made it to 200. Okay, so if you're new here, I asked people to hit the thumbs up. We have 233 in the room and 200 thumbs up, so thanks, that's really good. And when we get to 200 thumbs up, we do a group hug, and then I'll read on Kamala. 203, so thank you so much, I appreciate that. Let's do a group hug that the tipping point happens and the fascist regime that want to reign over America forever and ever is we reach the tipping point and we push them over. My guides always tell me it's the people have the power. The people can do it. And let's keep Garcia and all the deportees in our hugs, and all those who are all the veterans and the elders and the people that are really scared right now, people that are depressed. And we'll lift the vibe. 1, 2, 3. We're hugging you, Yogi Bear. We reach the tipping point to topple this fascist regime. And all the deportees come back. And all the people that are suffering are lifted up by our hug. And we collectively lift the vibration in this virtual room of the collective. Yay! Thank you. Pope Leo just popped into my head. I've been thinking about Pope Leo doing a lot on the spiritual realm, on the etherical realm. I don't know if he looks at it that way, but he probably does. Maria, you're just showing up? Where you been? You're here heading to Los Angeles Vet Cemetery for the Vet March. Good! Yay! Get out there and demonstrate. Get out there and participate in the rallies. Okay, we're going to read on Kamala. Oh my gosh. It's really almost been an entire hour. We're saying prayers to keep protesters safe. Well, it's a good reminder. We did a great guided meditation last night that included that. All right, powerful hug. Good hug. So, does Pope Leo have, is he doing a speech? Mega Karen saying, I hope I'm home in time to watch Pope Leo's speech. Mega Karen, do people get confused and they think you're MAGA Karen? Just wondering. It's Mega, M-E-G-A. Next week, wait. Yeah, next Saturday, Pope Leo is, Maria, you're in Chicago. Pope Leo's live streaming a Catholic Mass. To me, it's a kind of a sort of an exorcism. He's live streaming a Catholic Mass into a ballpark in Chicago. You guys know where it will be? And Pope Leo's going to be on TV tonight? Mega Karen. Yes, it happens. I bet. I was wearing a red hat. My dad had this red hat, and I saw it was at my mom's, and I really like it. He bought the hat when I was with him. We were out going for a walk, and he bought a hat, and it's a red hat, and I was like, I'm just gonna wear this red. It's not like red like MAGA red, but you know. But I thought about, you know, Mega Karen, right? Like if people maybe mistake you for a MAGA, we don't want that. Uh, Not that we're hateful. It's just that it's a cult. Yeah, you heard something about Pope Leo's going to crash Dumpy's parade. What he's going to do is he's going to live stream a Catholic mass. Yeah, Maria, I know it's a live stream, but I was asking about it being live streamed to a ballpark. I guess you're not up with the news about that. The Archdiocese of Chicago said on its website the event will be held at Rate Field in Chicago, home of the Chicago White Sox. Come on, Maria, you're a Catholic. You didn't know that? You're Catholic in Chicago. Try to keep up. Okay. And speaking of red hats, I had this idea that we should have red hats made that say SUFA, SUFA, Stand Up for America. And we should have red caps. And we should have our flags mean, you know, American freedom again. We're reading on Kamala. It was announced at church last Sunday. Okay. Are you going to go? Rate Field? Was that always the name of the ballpark the Chicago White Sox played at? Because I was saying Wrigley the other night. We're reading on Kamala. 9 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles. She's holding her cards and waiting in the wing. Some of these cards are naked, so I can't show them to you. Yeah. Kamala is holding her cards close to her chest, and in the Ace of Pentacles, she has her vision clearly in mind. She's just waiting for the truth to come out. It was Kaminsky Park, where the White Sox played. I'll have to look that up. Yes, Kamala, the 4 of Pentacles. She's just kind of holding her cards. She has a clear vision in mind, and this is the 9 of Pentacles. She has a ton of support on her side for when the truth comes out about this rigged election. The Red Sox are in 4th place? Really? Breaking news, the taco blew a shell. I think that's kind of like a dad joke, huh? Are we done, or do you have other questions? I'm not going anywhere. Yet. Let's read cards for the weekend. Let's pull 3 cards for the weekend. Let's see. Let's pull 3 of these cards. And remember, I do an off the ledge video every single day. I do a PNN pop-up, just a quick vid every day also. Usually from outside, but I lost my phone holder because I was cleaning up around here and it's hiding. So I'll do that tomorrow too, if it's not raining. I think the rain's coming back. Okay, 3 cards. Yeah, Pope Leo was from the south side of Chicago. Bad. Leroy Brown, that has that south side in Chicago in it. Church of Spirituality Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you're not watching Church of Spirituality, you are missing out. You are missing out. We'll have the information. Your Sage, the Scales Tarot is saying, is Anonymous still going to deliver information at the end of the month, and will it be new info? I don't feel like the major info is going to come from Anonymous. It will contribute. Your family's from the south side of Chicago, Damien? Cool. Okay, so cards for the weekend. Things will be speeding up. Choose wisely, I would say, means choose the news you want to listen to. Do not dwell on how things are so bad and they're going to get worse. And I love Mary Trump. I just heard her going on today. She does go down that negative road. It's not a judgment. It's just not helpful for me. We're never going to recover. Well, let's just say that we will. All right. I love you too. Solar plexus. The cards for the weekend. Things are going to be speeding up. Hang on. Hang on. Be grounded. Don't get caught up in the craziness. This time that we're in, I know it sounds like no way. This can't be true. This time that we're in is making us so much spiritually stronger. I really mean it. We're heading in the right direction. It's testing our faith and our mettle. I don't know what metal is, but it's testing your mettle, damn it. We're heading in the right direction, and we're doing it together. This time that we have together, I know that YouTube shadow bans the psychics, but this time that we have together is making a huge impact. I wouldn't just say that. Love always wins. Thank you, Lynn. Love always wins. And love is who you are. I came across a t-shirt of a Sadhguru quote. It says, love is who you are. All right. So I had so much fun with you all tonight. Just diving deeply into things. And we'll do it again over the weekend. The theme for June Church of Spirituality is Divine Unity. So check it out. And this weekend is Father's Day, which is interesting because I thought it was always later in the month, but it came early this year. All right, namaste. See you soon. Go do something fun, okay? Be strong. Yes, like the French Resistance. Yes, and like the American Revolution. Be well. Bye.